Good everyone, my name is Graphics. Today we want to draw the figure that is displayed on the right hand side of the screen, which is a carburetor gasket. We're using the principle of tangency to reproduce this figure here. So the first thing you first of all do is to draw a vertical line this way, right? You draw a vertical line. I can see my long line, short line using the form of as in using the center line. Using the center line. You can see that. Now from that center line, you just simply you pick a point, right? You pick a point on that center line. Let's say we're picking this point here, right? I'll draw another center line this way. And if you want to draw my center line, I'll explain to you. Now this center line you see here is this point you're seeing here, right? And from this center to the next center up here is going to be 175. So I'm going to measure 175 on the meter rule starting from 1. So I will end at 18.5 since I'm starting from 1. So this is 18.5. So that is 175 there. So if you count one by one, you see this is 10 from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 175. That's what we have there. So we are ending it at this point here, which is 175. Is that taken? Now, the next thing we'll do on that point, we will now draw a center line there too, this way. So a long one, long, short, long, short, long, short, and so on. So we've already said that from this point here to this point here is given to be what? 175. Is that okay? Given to be 175. Now the next thing you're going to do here is that there's a circle that is located at each end from the diagram, just like you're seeing this point here. The outer radius is given to be 25. Why is it 25? If you cut this object into two halves, starting from this point down this line here, what is at the top is equals to what is at the bottom. So vertically it is symmetrical. Also horizontally too is also symmetrical. If I cut it into half using this vertical line, right, what is at the right hand side is equal to what is at the left hand side. So that means most of these measurements are repeated. Now if you look at this top here, which will be placed here, is given as radius what? 25. So I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to measure 25 on my meter rule this way. This is 0 and this is 25. Since we are given in radius, so we'll be working with radius, not so I'll measure 25. So I'll place it here at this point and I'm going to draw a circle this way. Faint line first of all. Right? I'll draw a circle, faint line first of all. What I did here, I'll also do it here also. I told you that horizontally they are symmetrical also and vertically also. So I'll do the same thing here using my faint line. Now, once I've done that, similarly, if you look at the diagram, you see this, there's another circle here. In actual diagram, it was given to be 18, but the actual radius is supposed to be what? 8. So me, I will use 8, you might use 18, right? So I'm using 8 here. I'm using 8 here, from here to here. It's given to be 8. Radius of what? 8. And I'll place it at this point. And I'm going to draw this way. So I can thicken it as much as I want to thicken it. And I'll do the same thing at this point too. And I'll thicken it as much as I want to thicken it. So thicken. So this is what we have here. Now the same thing we have again is that from the left to the right, as you can see, we have, I told you vertically they are symmetrical. So if you look at it from the left to the right, we have different objects there, right? So what we are going to do here is this. I want to locate this other circle here, these two different circles I have here. So that will now give me the radius of those two circles. The radius from the distance between both of them is given to be 44, because from here to here is what, 88, and we're taking half of it. So we have what, 44 in two different places. So I'll measure 44 here, 40 and 44, and I'll place it at the center here. Then I'm going to mark 44 to the left and 44 to the right, making what, 88, right, as shown in the figure. I'll now draw just a vertical line first, faint line. Now come here also, I'll do the same thing too, faint line. You can see that. Now the next thing you do is from here to here, we say it is 175. So we need to get the half of what? 175, which will now be 87.5, right? So if I should move my my meter rule, and I'll measure 87.5 here. So this is what will happen here. From here to here is 80. This is 85. This is 86, 87.5, somewhere around here, right? That is the half of that figure. And the reason I'm doing that, let me just draw my center line, is because I told you it is symmetrical. Half is equals to the bottom, right? So whatever I do at the top, I will do it at the bottom here. So the next thing I'm going to do, if you look at the diagram very well, is that I will now still look for the half of this also. So how will I do that? I am going to bisect it. I'll just easily use my meter rule, but it will not give me, it will be giving me an approximate value. So I'll just bisect here this way. If I place it here, so once I cut this point and I place it here, I bisect here, I also bisect here, I come to this point, I bisect here, and I also bisect here, right? So where they meet, I'm going to draw a line like this. So I'm going to draw an horizontal line this way, long, short, just that way. So this is what we have here. And the same thing will apply it here too. So I can just easily transfer my point from here, that I have this point. I'll transfer it to this point too, from here to here. Because from the end here to here, or I'll do it this way, this is what I have, I'll just turn it this way around to get this. You can see that? And I'll just look for the center line. A long one, short one, long one, short one, long one, short one, just like that. So I successfully divided it equally. So we'll start drawing our circles. So the first circle I'm going to draw will be, if you look at the diagram very well, the next circle has a radius of what? 21, right? If you look at it, 21. So if I measure 21 on my meter rule this way, I measure 21 on my meter rule this way, I am going to be having, this is 20, and this is what, 21 here, right? So I'll place it at this center here, and yeah, I'll just draw a circle. I'll thicken it since it is thickened, and I'll go to the next. Whatever I do on top, I'll do it below. So I'll place it here also. I'll draw another circle this way. I'll thicken it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is that the bigger circle out there, if you look at it, is given to be what? 44, and they have the same center. So I'm going to measure 44 this way. This is 40 and this is 44 here. I'll put it at the center here. I'll just draw this, and it will just be more of fence line first of all, right? I'll do it this way, and I'll come here also do another circle this way too, more of a front line this way, because they are made of circles. Now the next thing I'm going to do again is the other one, these two circle here, their radius is what is given to be 8 also, right? It's just the same as this that you have in here. So I'm going to, I already have the center already, where they intersect here is the center, and I'm going to take the 8 radius, right, and I'll place it here, and I'll draw another circle which I'm going to tick in, right? There is 8 there, and I'll come here also, do the same thing at this point here too. And I'm going to draw another one which I'm going to tick in. Now I've done that. Now the next thing I'm going to do again is to start drawing other circles. Like if you look closely, we have a circle here that has a radius of 12. So whatever is here will also be here too, radius of 12 too. So we are going to draw a tangent. This circle must be tangential to these two circles. And if you look at it, it looks like a hole. So whenever you're having a hole in tangency, you need to add the radiuses. So if I add the radius of this top one here, which is 25, plus the radius of this other one here, plus the 12 that we have here, so 25 plus 12 is given to be 37. So I'm going to measure 37 on my meter rule this way. This is 30 and this is 37 here, right? And I'm going to place it at this center here. For the first one, I will strike an arc. You can see that. And the other one, I'm going to add 44 and 12 again to give me 56. I'll place it on my meter rule. I'll measure 56 this way, and I'll come to this center of the circle here. I'll strike another arc, right? So where they meet this way, I'm going to draw an arc that is going to cut them through. I'll draw an arc that will touch. So that arc is going to, you can see, to touch both of them this way. So this is for this. Is that taken? So what I'll do is, since they are symmetrical, so what I use to draw the first arc here, I will use to draw this arc here. And what I use to draw this other one here coming like this, you can see this one, I will use it to, I'll place it here, and I'll do the other one. So where they meet at this point, I'm going to do another circle that is tangential to that point. Is that taken? This is what I'm having here. So you need to gauge it so you won't be making any mistakes. So let me put it where. So you have to do it very well. Now I will now take my meter rule. I will now close here up this way, from here to here. Right? Now if I've done that, I've gotten this to end. So don't forget they are symmetrical. Whatever happens here will happen here. So I can come again. What I use to measure from here to get this arc, right? Instead of measuring everything again, to get this arc, I'll come here. I need to get the arc at both sides. At this side, right? And at this side too. So what I use to, from this center that I use to get this other arc here, you see that? I'll place it at the bigger circle here. I told you they are all the same. And I'm going to mark, cut this, and I'll cut this also. So I will now use my compass, place it at the center where they meet, and I'm going to draw another arc this way. I see that? Then I'll come here also. I'll do the same thing here too. So if I place it, I'll gauge it to this point. This way. Sorry. This is what we have here. You can see that? And I'll now place it at this point here to cover it up. Are we together? So I've gotten this. Now the same principle will be applied here, just like I did the other one too. So since we're having a radius of 28, since it's like if you look at it like a whole, you are going to add the radiuses. So it means the bigger radius of this one here is given to be the 44. So 44 plus 28. So if I should add 44 and 28, if I should add 44 and 28, 44 plus 28 is giving me 72. So I'm going to measure 72 on my meter rule this way. I measure 72. This is 72 here, right? And I'm going to place it at this center here, and I will draw an arc again this way. Then the next one, the smaller circle here, is giving the radius to be what? We have a radius there to be 25, which I have not drawn. So I'm going to draw that radius first, 25. Don't forget I've already drawn this one, 72. So I'll draw this radius of 25, which is shown there. So let's do that first. 25. So this is 25 here. And I'll place it at the center point here. I'll draw a circle, faint line, first of all. Then I'll come here also. I'll draw another circle, faint line, first of all. Is that taken? So since I've already drawn this of 72, now this is 25. So I'm going to add that 25 with that the radius of what? 28. Right? Look at that arrow, 28. And I'm going to get 25 plus 28. That will give me 25 plus 28 will give me 53. So I'm going to measure 53. 53 at this point here. And I'll place it at this center here. I'll strike my arc. Don't forget. So if I come here, I'll place it here. I'll make it tangential to this point. Right? And I'll get this. You can see that. This is what we have. So I'll take in it. You can see that. And similarly, what I used to get this, like I always say, they are symmetrical. I use this from this point, I use to get this arc, right? So I'll come here also, I'll place it here, I'll get the other arc like this. I used this point here to get this other arc here, right? So I'm going to place it, I'll come here and bisect this point to get this point. Is that again? So if I place it at this point here, where they meet, I'm going to get my arc that will connect, that will tangential to both circle. That will be what? That will be tangential to what? Both circle. We're going to gauge it from the center here. So come here. So when you place it here like this, so we'll draw our circle this way. You can see that. Now the next thing is they are symmetrical. Whatever is up is down, whatever is down. So what I used to get this, I was gonna get this also, right? So first of all, let me tick in here first. And let me tick in here again, here. Can you see that? And also, I will come here. I'm going to do the same thing here too. So if I place it here, what I used to get this, and what I used to get this, I'll come here also. I'll strike an arc here also. Still come to this point with the same radius. I'll strike another arc here. And what I use from here to get this, you can see this arc here. I'll come to this point too, the center point here. I'll strike an arc here and also strike another arc here. So where they meet, here, I'll get this arc. Right, this is one. I'll come here also. I'll get the other arc. Here, I'll gauge it. So this is another one here. So that is where I will now use my rule to connect these two ducts here, and I'll connect this also, and I'll come here too. I'll place it here. I'll come here too. I'll place it here. So this is the gasket that we are actually talking of. So you can just stick in the center. It's already taken. I can just stick in it this way. All of them here is thickened. Here also too is thickened. Here also you thicken it if you can, and so on. So I have successfully drawn out the carburetor gaskets, right? So I will put out the dimensions. So this is what we have, a carburetor gasket. You see, I only dimension one side because half of this is symmetrical to this. Similarly, everything down here, they are both symmetrical. So if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.